back to Of Kings and Blooms. We're so glad you're joining us today. Today is going to be our first video in our natural health series, and we are excited to talk to you about some of the wonderful health benefits of cayenne pepper. It's something that we use in our family quite a bit, and over the last couple of years we've seen some great things come from our using it. It has been said that if you can only master one herb of any of the wonderful things that God's given us, the one herb that you should go after and try to learn about is the cayenne pepper, because of how varied and the spectrum of everything that it can do for you is just amazing. And I could sit here and talk for an hour about all the many things that the cayenne pepper is actually capable of, and people have used it for, but we're going to try to make it pretty concise and something that might be applicable to you or somebody you know. So we're going to jump right in. The benefits are amazing because of how much it raises heat. If you ever think about when you're making a dish, a lot of times if you have a recipe, you've got all these ingredients, and at the very bottom, if it includes cayenne, it probably says optional or to be added last, maybe, because it is a very spicy sort of ingredient, and if you're not used to it, it'll really it'll take you by surprise. So over the last couple of years we've been using it, probably we started thinking about it because my husband Stephen has dealt with migraines as a teenager, young adult, and we started researching some of the information that's out there about what can cayenne, this burning spice, do for migraines. And we'd love to hear from any of you that have actually tried that, if anybody has used that with success, or maybe a specific type of spray. Most of the migraine applications, we've learned, come through some sort of nasal spray injection that you spray up in your sinus cavity, and it burns. But for people that suffer with migraines, there have been lots of good lots of good results from the pain alleviation of the migraine itself. And while you have to be careful and you have to kind of ease into that remedy, for some that has been very beneficial for reducing the pain and also the duration of a migraine for those that suffer with them maybe multiple hours at a time. Also, it alleviates inflammation, and it breaks down the deposits in your system that are going to cause inflammation. Those that suffer with arthritis, this is a really good option to go without being on some sort of over-the-counter pain reliever. And there are all sorts of ways that you can use it for inflammation, but arthritis patients have seen lots of good results in using it on a regular basis to reduce pain and the need for over-the-counter drugs. It also can clear sinus congestion. I've read lots of information about those that actually snort the cayenne pepper in order to take care of a sinus infection. And again, you're going to have to ease yourself into that remedy, but at the point that you are just tired of being sick, that might be a good option. Go and look up different ideas online about exactly how to do that. That's not something we've tried in our home, but we've heard good things about that. It can clear conjunctivitis. It also can stop your issues with bleeding or spongy gums, in using it as a solution of like a mouthwash, and it has a really great anti-hemorrhaging effect. for internally and externally as well. But the bleeding gums is a really it really plagues some people, and using cayenne pepper to try and alleviate some of that is also one of the great benefits. It acts as a catalyst. And so what that means is that when you couple the cayenne pepper with other sorts of herbs, maybe you're taking for different things, it's reported that when you take it together with the cayenne pepper, that the cayenne pepper can actually intensify the effects of whatever other herbs that you might be using. And so it just really packs a powerful punch whenever you're using it together. And along with that, several people that I know use it in a master tonic, which includes a lot of other powerful herbs like garlic and oregano, and using it together with some of those things really intensifies its purpose and the power of other herbs. It increases circulation. If you suffer with having lots of issues with cold hands or cold feet, cold extremities in some way, cayenne capsules are a great way to get your circulation moving, and you're actually going to start feeling that warmth. The blood flow is going to help you get that sensing back in your extremities if you're dealing with circulation issues. It raises your heat, like we already talked about, and so when you raise body heat, what goes along with that is raising metabolism. And so when you raise your metabolism, basically your body is burning more calories per hour than you would on its own. And so when you raise metabolism, what can oftentimes go along with that is weight loss. When you're looking to flush toxins out of your system, maybe you've had some sort of pharmaceutical regimen and you're finished with that, and you're trying to kind of rid yourself of maybe some of the bad side effects of some sort of pharmaceutical or over-the-counter medication that you've been using. Cayenne pepper can be a really great way to allow yourself to raise your metabolism and detoxify from some of the unwanted benefits of a pharmaceutical. We already talked about headaches and migraines. Also, if you're not brave enough to try any of the cayenne sprays that are available right now, cayenne capsules also have really given benefit to those that suffer with just general headaches and head pain. Basically what happens that the cayenne lowers a chemical in the body. It's called substance P. And substance P is what sends pain signals to your brain. So whenever you have substance P being reduced by the effects of cayenne, obviously what goes along with that is pain relief. So headaches and migraines, you don't have to use a nasal spray necessarily to see benefits. So check out some cayenne capsules for headaches. Something that's going to be very counterintuitive is, and some old research was thought to show that people with ulcers or stomach issues should stay away. You know, you don't want to be eating lots of spicy food or things that have a lot of cayenne. However, more recent research shows actually that because of the increase of the digestive flow and juices and movement in the intestinal tract, that cayenne pepper is actually a huge benefactor for the problems all around the digestive system. Now, does that mean you're going to want to go and make yourself a cup of cayenne tea necessarily? Maybe not. Maybe you want to pursue a capsule form instead. But if you suffer with stomach problems, especially if you have ulcer issues, the stomach will receive the cayenne, and in turn it increases the mucosal blood flow, which is a healing activity that the stomach tries to take care of what's there, increases blood flow around the stomach, and so all around, you're going to see good things come whenever you start using it for stomach issues. Now, I will say, do your own research in that way. If you know you have stomach problems, you need to understand exactly what's going to be best for you. Do you need to do it on an empty stomach? Do you need to be eating? Do you need to be, having enough time in the morning? Maybe first thing in the morning is not the best time for you to start that sort of regimen. But cayenne pepper and stomach issues together, it's very counterintuitive to think, I don't want to burn what's already burning, but look up, check my research and see what you think. Another great way that cayenne helps us is it increases energy. When you have increased blood flow and increased oxygen internally, obviously coming from that is also going to be an increase in energy. And I like to use this a lot in the afternoon when I'm feeling a little bit sluggish and I really need to press on and get some things done. I make myself a little cup of cayenne tea, and you really can see a difference in a pretty short amount of time. I mentioned already, it's a great detox. Are you somebody that has suffered with heavy metal exposure? It's a great way to start, along with some other things, but it's a great way to start that sort of cleanse as well. It treats psoriasis, which obviously is another way that it would be very counterintuitive. You have something that's flaking, it's inflamed, it hurts, it's swollen, and you're going to put something spicy on it. That doesn't make sense initially, but it has a very opposite effect because it's distracting you from what's going on, and it really can cause, especially if you have inflamed psoriasis, for that to be reduced. There's a study that showed that only an amount of 0.025% of capsaicin cream applied over a period of time, patients saw reduced inflammation and flaking. So do your research on that as well if you suffer with psoriasis, and see if you can find a cream that would be appropriate for that sort of issue. Another way that we have been talking about in our family, cayenne could be a benefit, is that it's great for blood pressure. If you have blood pressure problems, because it's cleaning out what's going on in the vascular system. It can lower your LDL cholesterol and your triglycerides. So if you're on cholesterol medication and you're suffering from those sort of issues, I really encourage you to research cayenne and the heart and blood benefits that it has. It is a very powerful component for heart health in general. Also for prostate cancer, it has, there's a lot of studies going on right now about the different types of cancers that cayenne might be effective for. And that's all over the internet. You can easily go on and read about those right now. But for prostate cancer specifically, it has shown to be very effective in halting the tumor growth and deactivating other potentially dangerous cells in the prostate area. And there's a couple of different trials that have shown this evidence. So that's another great way for men to benefit from using cayenne on a regular basis. So I've told you all these great ways that cayenne is going to be a benefit to you or somebody you know. So how are you going to use it? Well, I've mentioned a few things, and I'm going to go back over those right now, but there might be other ways that you've used cayenne that we're not privy to, so we'd love to hear from you as well. The first one I mentioned was the nasal spray, and people use that for sinus issues. If you regularly suffer with sinus pressure and allergies, cayenne spray might be the answer for you. You need to do some research and see if that is a good option. Also, the nasal spray can be a benefit for those that are suffering with the migraines. And there's several different brands on the market right now that combine cayenne and black pepper as well. And it sounds like a spicy combo, but as you know, if you are a migraine sufferer, if it's the answer for you, then the initial burning pain is pretty trivial. The way we use it probably mostly in the arthritis community is using it through the capsule form. When you internalize the pepper on a regular basis, then you are reducing your inflammation. And there's lots of people right now talking about how can we reduce inflammation and how can we get rid of inflammation. And the capsule form is great to get it in without the burning effect in the mouth. Of course, you can sprinkle it on your food. And if you haven't ever tried it, just setting it out on your table and seeing what you like it on. We eat it a lot in our family on eggs, in soups, sprinkled on top of a salad maybe. It just gives a little kick and extra flavor to something you already enjoy. And that's a great way to sneak it in during just regular meal times. Also, something that we've used is different capsaicin creams, and there are several on the market as well. We have gotten a lot of benefit out of using those for stiffness and joint pain, and you apply it topically. And I will caution you with that, whenever you get involved with the creams, you're going to want to be very intentional after you've put it on, to go and wash your hands. I've read a recommendation about going and immediately rinsing with vinegar to just get all of the burning effect off of your fingers. You're not going to want to do anything directly with your children as soon as you've put on the cream. You don't want to get your hands close to your eyes or any delicate areas of your body after using the capsaicin creams, because the burning effect can last for some time. And if you use the creams and you decide to do some sort of workout, or you're going to be in a situation that's pretty hot, you're going to feel through your pores, you're going to feel that tingling, burning sensation activated again, even after the cream is worn off a little bit. When we're sick in our family, we like to do cayenne tea. I think I've mentioned that a few times, and the best way that we've learned to get that in is just a teaspoon, maybe a half teaspoon to start with, in the bottom of a mug, and pour it over hot water. Add a little bit of lemon, and if that's still too stout, you could add a little bit of stevia to it to sweeten it a tiny bit, to round out the potent flavors. And you're going to feel your mucous membrane start to run, and that's what you want when you're sick, is to run all that out and get rid of the infection or bacteria or virus that you're dealing with. So I hope that this has been an informative way for you to think about the cayenne pepper. And I'll leave you with one idea. I've read some information recently that talks about how it's a great thing to keep in your first aid kit, especially if you keep a first aid kit in your vehicle. There's a particular doctor that has talked a lot about that he feels like it saves lives. It is a potent remedy for anyone that's dealing with a heart attack, and he keeps capsules in his first aid kit all the time. And if he ever comes across someone that's in the midst of a heart attack, he sprinkles as much as he can on the outside of their lips, or trying to get it on their tongue, or making them a cup of hot cayenne tea if they're able to drink anything. And he said he's never lost a patient to a heart attack from the effects of the saving power of the cayenne pepper. Let us hear from you. Help us know if this is informational for you, and share your ideas with us as well, and help us to learn from you. We're glad to talk to you today, and we'll see you next time.